bit about myself. Again, my name is Cynthia Sherman. I'm a Michigan science teacher for over 25 years. I'm an outdoor enthusiast and I am a hiker. So I went, I was trying to think about a bunch of different places. A handful of these have been with Green Adventures. Patagonia, for example, Kilimanjaro, Lagavagar. I've also hiked Mount Fuji. One of the first hikes that I've done, goodness, when I am trying to think, maybe it's funny to say in the 1900s, the earth, anyway, Crested Butte was one of my first hikes. Let's see, Utah's Mighty Five I did recently, which was fantastic. And Machu Picchu, which I think, I don't know, maybe like 2015. So I've done quite a bit of hiking and I love it. Honestly, there's just something about taking in the fresh air and looking at all that of nature's splendor, and then learning as much as I can about that region of the planet. So I am super excited to talk about Alaska today with all of you. I will not be alone. I just want to share a little bit about our Alaska tour guide. So our Alaska tour guide, she is our boots on the ground person who is going to be up front on all the hikes, making sure that everything is safe and has, as far as making certain that logistics are there, what am I trying to say? So she and I will make sure that logistics are met and make sure that everyone is having a wonderful time here. And so she has guided tours for over 14 years in all 50 states. And she's absolutely just in love with the rugged coastline. And something about Alaska that she had mentioned was that she loves the human history. And so I myself, being a Michigander, I can't wait to hear more about that aspect of Alaska. All right, so with that said, let me share just a little bit about Green Adventures. And actually, Christine or Jess, can I just see like a raise of hands if this is your first experience with the tour with Green Adventures? If this is your first? Oh, welcome! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. And I say this because I have been a trip leader even before Green Adventures was Green Adventures. I met Tara, the CEO, the founder, early in our 20s. And from then, I've done a number of tours where I just see the same, like, repeaters. People come back. They come back, they want to do Costa Rica. They come back, they want to do Alaska. They come back, they want to do Machu Picchu. They come back. I mean, so I am so excited. It is an experience. It is a family. And I know, and Shauna, I'm speaking for myself here, but I know that the travelers that I meet continue to travel together, and then new groups form, and then new groups form, and it really becomes such an awesome, I'll say, travel experience family. Yeah, go ahead. I can tell, Shauna, you're about to say something.
Oh, you're dead on. We really create a community. There's, I said people return year after year. We just went on Peru with Green Adventures, and one of the women that joined us, we met on the Alaska tour. So hey, I'm going to Peru. Oh, well, okay, let me see if I can make it. And then you start snowballing the people in our community. And we have Facebook pages. If you aren't on our buddy's Facebook page, we can drop a link for that. But yeah, you're dead on.
It's great. It's great. All right. So our mission with Green Adventures is to help people fall in love with wild places through extraordinary eco adventures, and to protect people, places, and the ecosystems through our ecotourism. So how do we do it? Well, I mentioned Tara. I'm going to mention her again. Tara Short, our CEO and founder. And I mentioned, I met her very early on. It all started with her with a dream. And I feel as if I've helped in a way in which I dream of places that I'd like to go to too. And with that, we create trips, right? So we all of the trip leaders here at Green Adventures, we have this thirst, this love for adventure, camaraderie. And with that, we start dreaming up different places. And I believe Alaska was the very first trip, other than when I initially met her before Green Adventures existed, the very first trip that Green Adventures started to do tours with. And it started with student trips, I believe, and then from there evolved into women trips. So with that, it starts with a dream and a love for adventure, built on long-standing relationships with the local partners, and in this case, local partners in Alaska. They're designed for active, eco-conscious explorers like ourselves. And of course, beginner friendly, because we want to become familiar, gain experience, and with that, have expert support with us. And that's where we'll have Nicole. I introduced Nicole from Alaska, who will be our trip guide. And we'll also have another guide along with us when we go sea kayaking. And then we take adventures, right? Adventures that are off the beaten path. And with that, oh gosh, just to explore, and with that, see all of the wildlife that that region has to offer. And what I love also about Green Adventures is that we do everything we can to support conservation efforts, everything that we can to support the local economy, and, you know, literally leave, I say leave no footprint behind, but leave as much positive relationships, love, and as much, what's the word I'm looking for? Stewardship, with lessons and skills and things that we can take with us. Okay. And why do we do it? If you can't tell, we are all passionate educators, with a thirst to protect wild places and biodiversity through adventure. And it all starts with curiosity, like, oh, what's behind that hill over there? And all of a sudden you're running and you're like, oh, everyone, and everyone's coming in running to see what's behind the hill. It's curiosity, it's love, it's discovery. If I could add to this, I'd say it's camaraderie, right? Where you're meeting new people and building these lifelong friendships, and not to mention also learning about the local culture and understanding and impact of humans in that place. So we believe that shared experiences in nature create connections, memories, and a drive to protect our planet. And as you guys know, the more you know, the more you're going to want to protect. So again, super excited to share about Alaska. For those of you who are traveling alone or considering traveling alone, oh my goodness, that's where it starts. And I say that because you could travel solo, but you're not alone, because we make certain that no one is alone. We all go in as a group. And sometimes you'll see, and I can point out, like there are pictures where maybe someone will have a sister, or maybe someone bring a friend or a daughter, but we go in as a group and we leave, as Shauna had mentioned, as a community of learners, as well as a family of travelers. So with that, we are with you every step of the way. And by every step of the way, before the trip, we've got packing lists. We make sure, like, there's a WhatsApp way in which we will connect. So I'll make sure if you guys have any questions at all about your packing lists, I will be able to answer. I'll help you out as much as I can. Anything related to entry requirements, travel tips, because we'll have that WhatsApp. If you feel a need to connect and you're like, all right, like I'll send pics every now and then and be like, all right, what are we doing right now? What adventure have you done this week? Just to kind of get us already started and ready to go when we see each other in person. So we support you. We're here for you. And rain or shine, in case anyone gets sick on the trip, or if there are any accidents, or if there are any emergency needs, I'm there for you too. And so with that, just know that you will be supported from takeoff, and even before takeoff, I'll say, as well as when we leave at the airport. So from takeoff to farewell. All right. And we're not just in Alaska. We're in all of these locations. And I'm not going to go ahead and read. I'll list off the ones that I've gone to. I will say I want to go to more. I've seen some really cool Yellowstone pics and videos where I'm like, ooh, that one I want to go to. Okay, I don't have to go through the list, but I will say lots of wonderful places. I bet, though, among Shauna and I, we've probably hit, I dare say, more than half for sure. I dare say more than half, because whether it be leading the trip or going as a adventurer. Again, we just love to travel, and Green Adventures. There's just for me, no better team to work with, no better CEO, boss, founder to work for, and it's just a really, really fantastic company. So with that said, many different places that we travel throughout the world. You'll see that even, for example, like Iceland's on here once, but there are like 4 or 5 different trips that are specific to whether it be knitting or mindfulness, or I lead a trek in Lagavegur. So if you're a hiker, there's a through hike, 40-mile through hike. So each of these, know that just because the location is here, just know that there are different trips within each of these different places. Okay, so the moment, the place, the reason why you're here. Let's talk a little bit about Alaska. So we have an 11-day journey in which we are going to be all over the place. It reminds me a little bit of planes, trains, and automobiles with different modes of transportation, because we're by land, by sea. Excuse me. We're gonna do it all, really. So with that said, and without further ado, let me give you some highlights of Denali and of the fjords, and oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going here unless you have any questions at this point in time. I'm gonna pause. Okay. All right, let's do this. What to bring. So you will get a packing list. I will say I listed off some bare necessities here. And this actually is a picture of my living room as I was packing for Alaska. And I was like, oh, this is a good pick, because I had it all organized, all spread out. You will get a very specific packing list. And I kind of chuckle here because not only do I see, like the obvious, like my hiking boots and my trekking poles and I don't know, just gear and layers. I see my layers there. I also see this dog toy. That isn't intended to be there. Anytime I go on a trip, my pup, my dog, Jack, will find a place and just sit on all my stuff. And so I'm laughing because I'm pretty certain I had to, and Shauna, we were talking about your cat. My dog, right? I had to move my dog to be able to take the picture, but clearly my dog had his dog toy, and I'm just noticing that that's there. But anyway, you'll get a detailed list. I mentioned a few other things at the end as well, but yeah, if you have any questions, like I said, about gear, please just let me know. Let us know. All right, so some highlights. We're going to be camping, tent camping. We're going to be doing mini hikes. We're going to be whitewater rafting. The bus tour, when people say, oh, bus tour, oh my gosh, it is phenomenal. Like, this is one of those like nature alerts, because you got like caribou in a distance, grizzly bear out. I mean, it is awesome. And I say this, here I am promising you, ideally we see these things. I've seen them, and it's been phenomenal. And you feel safe because they're far away, right? So with that said, we've got our bus tour down Denali Park Road, which is the only road that travels through the middle of the national park. We see an awesome dog sled demo. We see kayak, awesome boat tour with, porpoises, orca whales, just amazing. And then again, the fjords. So those are just some of the highlights, and I'll kind of take you through each of those different locations throughout today's presentation. All right, so here's us camping in Denali. And I'm, smiling again because here's that family. Like, I could see 2 people here, 3, actually 4 people, which I've traveled multiple times with. Whether it be Patagonia or goodness, I think I'm looking at actually this one here, who's going to be potentially going to Greenland with me later this year as well. So here's the family. Here's people who travel and love Green Adventures as well. So here's Denali. Will be intense. Sleeping bags, pads will be provided. And it's just amazing. And this pic here, you might see this 2 a.m. is cut off. When we'll be going will be 16 hours of sunlight. So maybe another thing I should have put on there is showed the picture of my my eye mask, because yeah, this is 2 a.m. and I think it gets to look like, I don't know, like dawn at maybe 4 a.m. So a nice little 3 hour pocket of light darkness, I'll say. Light darkness, if that means anything at all. So anyway, flushable toilets, as well as accessible flushable toilets, as well as showers, showers available as well. All right, questions with camping? All right. With that said, do know you'll see that we've got, you know, we really do believe in team efforts, and so we're helping each other put up our tents. We're helping, we're helping prep the coffee, because who doesn't want to have running coffee in the morning? And it's just it's lovely. So, with that said, I'm moving forward. All right, so once we get to Denali, we're going to be doing quite a bit of hiking. So the first one that we'll be doing is a 9-mile hike. That's about 5 hours in time, depending upon our pace. During that time, we're going to see the Alaska Range. We'll see eagles. We'll see so many different wildflowers. 3 lakes. Excuse me. During the Triple Lakes Trail, you'll see the 3 different lakes along the hike, as well as the Nenana River. The Nenana River will also be the river in which we will be whitewater rafting in, and you'll see some pics of that in a few moments. All right, so here we are. We're getting ready, trekking poles in hand. I can tell, right, that this is at the beginning of the hike, because we're like, all right, let's go. We're still pretty clean. And with that said, along the way, more hiking pictures. Friends, this one here, I think, is going to be going to Patagonia with me. This one, I think, ended up going to Costa Rica after Alaska. Again, as I mentioned, just great friends that we end up meeting along the way. And I'll be, you know, I say this because I didn't know any of them. I lie. I work with this one. I worked as a teacher with this one, but everyone else start off as strangers and have become great friends since. All right. Got some mom, daughters, friends. We're going to be whitewater rafting. Again, nature alert. Here's that wild life tour in Denali Park Road, in which we'll see, hopefully, some amazing large mammals, maybe a bull moose if we're lucky. And then after that, we will go whitewater rafting. And so here we are along the Nenana River. If you've never whitewater rafted before, it's going to be so much fun. We'll go through all of the paddling techniques, procedures, and such. So if you are a little hesitant, actually, if you are a little hesitant, I encourage you, goodness, to do it even more so, to challenge yourself. We've got wonderful expert guides with us, and it is just a blast. So here we are, like I said, whitewater rafting in the Nenana. You'll also notice that we've got some gear here, and the gear is provided. And actually, I'm going to hit the next clip and then go back to this image in a second here. But the gear is provided. We get into our dry suits, so we stay nice and dry on the inside, including, I mean, all the way from head to toe down to the tennis shoes. We are completely dressed from head to toe, and then you can see all of our safety equipment, helmets, etc. We jump on the bus and we head to our site. All right, questions?
I have a question about the backpacking. When in the photos, the backpacks don't look like we have backpacks that are for like overnight backpacking. But it doesn't look like the backpacks they were carrying are oversized at all.
Yeah, so we'll have two items with us. We will have a, like, say 25 to 40 liter backpack, and then a duffel bag. So we will not be day hiking with all of our gear. So we will have, we will just have layers, hat, gloves, and maybe if you prefer gloves for trekking, water, trying to think of what else, lunch, and that's it. So all of the rest of our gear will be on, and actually I'm gonna flip back to the original picture. So Christine, thank you for asking. Flip to this picture here. So we will, oh boy, we will load up our van. It's a 15-passenger van. Thank you for your patience. Okay, and our duffels are going to be loaded up at the top of this van. And so this van is going to be traveling with us. And then we also have our separate backpacks for hiking.
That's what I was referring to, the separate, it was in, I think the next photo or two ahead, the separate backpack, those, so the 25 to 40 liter backpack is what we need to, that we need to bring with us.
Correct.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, we will not have to bring our sleeping bags. We will not be carrying our sleeping pads. We will not be carrying our food when we are hiking. And I say we won't be lunch, right? Like a sack lunch that we'll make or be provided for us. But we, all of the clothes that we're wearing for the 11-day journey will be in our duffel bag that will be in the bus. So we'll be dropped off at the trailhead, and then the van will then be at the exit in which our stuff will meet us.
Okay, and I think it did say when I was reading that we shouldn't have 40 liters would be the largest backpack needed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So once we have, and actually I do believe this might be on the website, or I can also provide it in the packing list. What I try to do is make sure that my hats, like if I'm bringing 1 or 2 hats, if I'm bringing, for instance, a puffy coat and a fleece and a rain jacket and rain pants, that all of that plus a lunch plus my water all fits in my pack comfortably, and that I can hike with. And so at max, I would say 40 liters. I do know that, for example, I was hiking with someone who was a photographer, and she had all of her lenses with her. And so hers was bigger and a little heavier, but again, that's your prerogative. That's whatever you choose to do. But just know that, I would definitely say that for most individuals, a 40 liter backpack will be sufficient.
Okay.
Any other questions? Good one, Christine. Okay. And then with the duffel, we take the duffels and we throw them up top. Those duffels, of course, will come down when we are in our tents, so that you have access, of course, to your materials, to your things, your different layers, your clothing, etc. When you're in your tent. Okay. All right, so I had mentioned that we will, in Denali, one of the days we're going to be on a bus tour. And here's just, this is what you're going to see. It's just amazing. And what's so awesome is that if we do, for instance, let's say that we see, I don't know, let's say a ram out in the distance, the bus driver's like, oh my gosh, pulls over. We all get out. We all get to take our pictures. And so even then, it's interactive. It's amazing. And they're a wealth of knowledge, and they have stories to share about the national park as well. So I loved it. I feel as if like tour bus ride underestimates the experience. It is way cool. I promise you. Okay. All right. So while we're in Denali, we're also going to meet some of the pups. And I say the pups, these dogs, the champions that they are, they help with maintenance over the winter months. It's awesome. So we get to watch, we get to meet them. And with that, the National Park Rangers will go through, their day in and day out that they have with their huskies. So amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so after and at the end of that day, we then hop on a train, and with that, be able to explore so much more beauty. And we head on over to a cute town called Talkeetna. So here we are loading up, and again, amazing sights, right, of the Alaskan Rockies, animal viewing. And gosh, if I remember right, there was a grizzly running right beside us. And I promise you, I'm not lying. This is not a false memory. The train slowed down so that we could take pictures. I promise, Shauna, you're looking at me like I'm lying. No, the train slowed down for the pictures. So I don't know, it's amazing. It is just wilderness at its finest. So I'm so excited and eager to return. All right. So with that, we get to Talkeetna. And then from Talkeetna, we'll take a water taxi. So this does take quite a bit of travel. So day 6, we have one day in which we are taking the train. And then from the train, we're in Talkeetna. And then from Talkeetna, we end up driving, I want to say like maybe 2 hours. We stop at Beluga Bay, have lunch, pop back in, and then water taxi to Resurrection Bay. And water taxi, again, underestimates what it really is. Sea otters everywhere, porpoises everywhere, whales. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. And with that, Resurrection Bay, which you see here, and us, getting ready to sea kayak. What is also amazing is where we're staying. So on Resurrection Bay, we're staying at Kayakers Cove. So this is Kayakers Cove, just to give you a little bit of what it looks like inside. Upstairs, there's a loft in which you will see several different beds. And gosh, let me show you what it looks like. If we were to open this door and head outside, oh yeah, it is just beautiful. So we're going to be sea kayaking. And with that, we'll see sea lions, sea otters, sea stars, sea anemones, jellyfish. It's so cool. So with that, we're also going to be doing some hiking. And while we're hiking, you also get up to the top, which we call the Big Rock Hike, and get just huge panoramic views of the area. And so I can see, I believe I included a couple images. So this is still at Kayakers Cove. Resurrection Bay is, I think, to the right of us. And again, Kayakers Cove at this point is in front of us. But then we hike. So here we're up top, Big Rock, Resurrection Bay is behind us. Kayakers Cove is way down below us. It is phenomenal. You can see the Alaskan Rockies behind us as well. Okay. Well, actually, before we get into Seward, any questions? What questions do you have for me? Okay. All right. After we have that amazing adventure on, in Resurrection Bay, which honestly, I feel like we stay. So Kayakers Cove is this cabin. And again, underestimating the word cabin, it feels like a fairy playground. It's magical. It really is. And by magical, I can't even, you just have to experience it yourself. From there and from that experience, it's still not over. It's still not over. We headed to Seward, And then from Seward, we do an amazing hike where we see, I believe, 3 different microclimates. You'll see a variety of different wildflowers, as well as check out downtown Seward, which is also pretty cool. Whether you want to shop or maybe you want to go to the Alaska Sea Life Center, which just for those who aren't familiar with it, when I'm drawing a blank, when Exxon Valdez had their oil spill, they had to, if you will, pay back retributions. And so they had donated a large amount of money, sharing the education of what, not only what was done with the oil spill, but also everything that they had done to clean it up. So with that, that's the Alaska Sea Life Center that you could check out. And then with that, they've made it almost like a, if you will, a aquatic zoo where you're going to see sea lions, some octopi, crabs. You'll see some puffins about. So very, very cool. So that's all downtown Seward. And then from there, we head to the Icefield Trek. So the Icefield Trek, we're going to see a number of different glaciers. We'll learn about glacier science as well as climate science. And from there, we'll do quite a bit of trekking. And I say quite a bit because, excuse me, at the top of the Icefield Trek, you'll be able to see all of Kenai Fjords National Park. And with that, it is a great day of challenge, adventure, and with that, celebration. Now, for those of you who might be a little intimidated, like, ooh, ice trek, what does this mean? I will say that there are many different viewpoints along the way that are also different places in which hikers could stop if they so choose to. It is an out and back. So wherever one decides that, oh, I think I'll just wait. I'll see you guys on the way down. You're more than welcome to. But with that said, we all reach our own personal summits when we do this one. And so it is phenomenal, beautiful view, vistas, 360. Okay. After the hike, we then go on a cruise. And with the cruise, whale watching. So, oh my gosh, 2 years ago. I wasn't able to go last year. 2 years ago, I can't tell you how many whales. And Shauna, I know you saw the pics. Phenomenal. So many whales.
It's funny. Every time, like the last few years, I went in 2022, and they're like, and the captain on the boat, he's like, I can't believe the whales breaching, bubble net feeding. Like, he's like, we have not seen this much whale activity. And then the next year, they're like, the boat captain's like, every year it seems that there's like just this phenomenal whale activity happening again and again and again. So I, of course, can't guarantee anything, but it's like there's a good track record with the whales out there, I will say.
Absolutely. I'd like to think that Green Adventures has something to do with it.
Yes.
All the whale friends are like, the Green Adventure girls are coming. Let's say hello.
Totally. It
is phenomenal. And I sure, like, again, as Shauna mentioned, we can't promise, but wowza. It's magnificent. There's nothing short of the word magnificent. All right. And we have glaciers, of course. Glaciers and more glaciers. We learn about how they're formed. You'll notice that some of them are a deeper blue than others, and we'll talk about why that is when we get there. And on our way back, we'll hit the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. And I say on our way back because from here, we'll be heading back to Anchorage. And from there, some of you might decide to stay, but most of us will be on our send-off. So the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, If you didn't see it anywhere else on this 11-day tour, you will see it here. From moose to grizzly up close. I mean, I say up close. If you've never been around, and Christine and Jess, where are you guys from?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And have you, and I say up close, so Pennsylvania, you guys have black bear. Have you ever had a black bear sighting?
Yes, we have a cabin in Huntington County, and there's several times we've seen the black bear around there.
Okay, and a little bit skittish. I mean, we're I don't want to say we're used to it. You see the black bear and you're like, okay, warning, black bear, but they generally don't bother us. Jess, you were saying you've seen some bear as well?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Same, Lancaster.
We're all
Pennsylvania.
friends.
Oh,
We're all friends.
Do you guys know each other? Perfect. I can already tell this is going to be a great trip.
We all travel together.
The best kind of friends for sure.
Got it.
Those are the lifers right there. So you've also experienced black bears, and again, they're a little skittish. They see you, they want your garbage, and they're a little curious, but for the most part, will head off when they see you. Grizzly are a whole different kind of bear, right?
Right.
And at the conservation center, you will get so close behind. I mean, they are behind fences. P.S. You will get so close that that you will be able to smell them. So I don't know how close you've gotten to black bear, but you could tell, right? They're a little musky. Wow. Grizzly bear times 1,000. And so I don't ever want to smell that smell ever. But with that said, you get real close, moose, you name it. It's beautiful. And so with that, more photo opportunities on our way out to Anchorage. So as far as questions about the trip, I can get into a little bit of the fitness and training, but as far as the itinerary goes, do you guys have any questions? No? Okay. All right. Fitness and training, I would say it'd be best to make certain, like I would say this is the minimal, make certain that you're able to walk or hike somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. Not every single day, but just to be able to know what that feels like. I would say at the minimum, take a walk. Take a walk. And if you're hiking, awesome. Grab a backpack, put some weight in it. And I say some weight, you can, you've got, whether it be a gallon of water, put it in your backpack, go take a walk. And with that, be able to, I would say, 6 to 8 hours. That'd be somewhere maybe an 8 to 11 mile hike. Be able to do that. And I say that because you want, and I say this, to be able to get on that Icefield trek, you're going to want to be able to have that fitness behind you to be able to get up to the top. And again, if you can't, that's okay, right? You can't, that's okay. We all have our own personal summits, but for something to strive for, I would definitely say that that the 6 to 8 hour day hike or walk with 20 pounds in your backpack. When to start? A good 3 to 5 months beforehand. I would say 3 months at the minimum. Get out walking. Also making certain that you've got boots on, but that's a whole different story, and we'll get there. And then the different types of training, making sure that whether you bike, I'm a big cyclist, so some kind of cardio, some strength training for those quads, some ankle strength, of course, flexibility, get some yoga in. Really just, I think the name of the game here really is just to be active, right? Try, and I say this, try not to just, I'll get there, I'll hike, I'll get there. And the next thing you know, 2 weeks before, when we're talking about the trip, you're like, oh, I better start hiking because you're going, and I say you're going to regret it, not in an exhaust situation, but you're going to regret it because you're going to want so much out of your time in Alaska that you want to be able to see and do all the things without having to worry about, oh my God, am I going to make it? Right. So some good, just basic fitness and mobility and movement is super important for this particular trip. I listed probably more than you need here, but again, you'll get a very detailed packing list, but maybe take a look if there are any general questions that you might have. We've got some outerwear, super important for your rain gear. Notice that not only do we have a rain jacket, but we also have pants, and we've tested it. And I say tested it, we've gone into the shower if not during a rainy day, because I've known like people to buy rain gear, right? Like, oh, 2 weeks before the trip, and I don't know if it's good enough. Go jump in the shower, turn it on, see how dry you are with that rain jacket on. So rain jacket, pants, puffy jacket, fleece jacket, hiking pants, hats, gloves.
Hey,
layers.
Chris, that's for you. Rain pants.
Oh, Chris, guilty as charged.
I got them.
Okay, I can tell this is going to be great because we're already roasting each other. Christine, were you caught in a situation without some rain pants?
Well, we were in Montana over the summer hiking, and we had to buy rain pants, but we aborted that ship because of the weather.
Oh.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh yeah, you guys just had a series of rainy days. Is that?
Yep.
When snow, the tops were all snow capped where we were going, and the switchbacks were ice. And this was over July 4th week.
Oh.
So we went out 5.5 miles the first day and slept through the rainstorm and everything.
Oh,
and then we decided the
no.
next day it was only going to get worse for the next 3 days. We came back.
So you guys had 3 days sightseeing.
Yeah.
Wonderful restaurants, checking out the local cuisine in Montana, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We checked out some things, so we did all right.
Oh,
Horseback riding.
yeah, no, definitely no shame in the game. You had an experience and you enjoyed each other, so there you go. Yeah, so layers, footwear. I like to have not only hiking boots, but I also like to have some camp shoes, something cozy, whether it be Crocs, something light, just to walk around in and give my feet a break. Trekking poles. There's that 25 to 40 liter backpack with a rain cover. Christine, here's that duffel bag that you're going to put everything else in. Hydration bladders for water, unless you specifically want to have like an Nalgene or something instead. Some people choose to do both. Up to you. Sunglasses, sunscreen.
I don't have a water bladder for my backpack, so I guess I'll get one of
Christine,
those.
I will say personal preference. So I know that some people hike and like to put like an Nalgene in the side pocket. If that's what you do or how you do, then and that's what you're comfortable with, then go ahead and do that. I personally like to have the hydration bladder, just so that when I'm trekking and I've got my trekking poles, that I'm always hydrated. So I just like to sip, a little bit along the way, but that's totally personal preference. When we start to look at gear here and comfort, you don't want to go too far from what you normally do when you hike, just because it's, I don't know. I would just make sure that if you normally are comfortable with water any other way, then feel free and do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Medications for you. And I say for you because when we're out there in Alaska, it's not going to be easy to run across a CVS. So we'll have a very thorough packing list of what kind of meds we commonly suggest our participants to have. First aid kit, and always good to have your trail comforts, your favorite, protein bars or whatever. We will provide plenty of food, plenty of delicious, yummy, calorie-rich food for the hiking. but it is always nice. Like one of my friends, and I remember there was once, we've shared a tent many a times, but her favorite snack are Snickers bars. And what I love is that every now and then I'll get a little Snickers bar on my pillow. That was her thing. Feel free. Feel free to bring whatever. And I joke about the Snickers bars, whether it be, you know, some Gorp or trail mix or fruit leather, whatever little fruit thing brings you joy, feel free to bring that as well. We will, by the way, because we are in Alaska, bear country, we will take all of our scented belongings, including our food, and place it in a protected, I'm trying to help me out, Shauna, what's it called? Protected
air bin or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the technical
word.
word.
Lock it up. It's made out of steel or like some steel, isn't it? And
completely locked up. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank though. There is a technical term for it. But anyway, needless to say, bring your favorite snacks, but don't bring them in your tent because you do not want to have guests. Okay.
You'll also provide, will you guys provide bear spray?
We'll have two of us with bear spray. So I will have bear spray as well as the guide will have bear spray. And so when we hike, she will be at the front and I will be at the back.
Okay.
So we'll sandwich you within.
Okay.
Feel free if, for sake of comfort, all of my packs have whistles on them. But also if you want to have bells, there are some hikers, which I don't suggest this, but there are some hikers that will have music or radio just so the bear can hear them. I don't suggest it because for me personally, it distracts from the experience. But if you felt more comfortable having a bear bell, feel free. There's always a little joke about the bear bell, which is like calling all bear humans with food on the trail. But if it brings you comfort, feel free and bring a bear bell.
Yeah, and
Chris, you're not allowed to bring your bike bell.
My bike bell.
You can just clip it onto your strap. You're like, I could tell Christine's going to the bathroom. I can tell. Wherever you are, bear. Oh gosh. Good times. Okay. Any questions as far as gear goes? No. All right. Well, as far as everything that's included, the local guide, which is our boots on the ground Alaskan, Nicole, she'll be with us. I will be with you on this trip to Alaska this year, every year, hopefully. Lodging is included, group transportation, all the different activities, most meals. There will be 2 meals, I believe, that are on your own. The airport transfer is included, pre-departure meetings. So before we leave, we'll have another Zoom, making sure that all questions are addressed, gear, anything, any last minute, anything. So we'll have one Zoom before we go. Group support. So let's say you didn't get that question in the Zoom, but you're at the airport and you've got like, oh my gosh, does anyone have any batteries? We've got our WhatsApp chat in which the whole group will be connected. Our detailed packing list, as well as a way in which we can share not only your photos and, Jess, Christine, but all of the other participants. All of it will dump into a cloud and you'll have access to everyone's photos as well.
How many are registered to go as of now?
That's a great Shauna question.
I can look that up. Last I checked, we had room for 5 more, but let me see how many we have signed up. 7.
Oh, nice.
Signed up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did get an email saying there needs to be 1 more to confirm it. Is that true?
I believe 8 is our confirmed.
Yep.
You know, it's still early yet, so and
Alaska's good. I mean, Alaska's a big trip. So again, no promises, but likely we'll likely have that aid.
yeah, we do everything we can to run a tour. That is our absolute last resort. With as many as we have here, I do not see us saying, "Oh, well, we can't do it now." I don't see that happen with 7 folks. As long as everybody stays on, and you know, but I said no promises. But it's from
This
everything
early
I've
on to
seen.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
So 8, and then once we hit the 8, we can start sending out, you know, Carrie, she does the admin. You'll probably have talked to her if you've already signed up. She'll start getting communication. Then after a certain point, we'll send out a a tour detail document, and then eventually, I think it's about a month and change before it's a pre-departure packet. So we'll definitely be in touch after we hit that well, what does Tara call that? Or
I'll say sweet spot. I mean,
spot,
ultimately,
yeah.
it's when we have enough to be able to run the trip.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, now that we've seen all of this, oh my goodness, it has to be a go.
yeah, yeah, right.
Our appetite for all of this.
You know what? If it's not, we're going.
Yeah.
that?
Going. Yep.
Yeah, so we have the QR code. So if you, and it sounds like both of you have signed up already. So the QR code probably at this point doesn't, but if you had not signed up, you could use the QR code with your phone to be able to get you to the link to sign up. And I believe that's it. Any questions? Any friends? That's another thing. So I always, when starting to think about different trips, different tours, I'm always thinking, like, in the back of my mind, like, who do I know that would want to have this kind of experience? And it's kind of amazing because there's some that only after you come back with all of your pictures where they're like, oh, I wish I would have went. So, part is like, oh, too bad, so sad. Maybe you should have. But thinking backwards, if you do have any of those like adventure friends that have been hesitant, I will say that this is a great level trip to get your feet wet, and also the multi-sport. I mean, when can you go to Alaska and have so many different experiences already built into the trip? And then to have, again, the expert guides, partners that we've been working with for, I'll dare say, decades at this point, right? That we trust, that we know, that like have special, and I say special, we had this was when we were whitewater rafting, where we've, used this company over and over and over again. And they were like, oh yeah, Green Adventures crew, we're going to show you all the sites. We're going to do all the things and all the stops. So, yeah, you won't regret it at all. I'm like, let's go.
Yep. Yeah, we're ready.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, so if you do have any, if we want to like make certain, we of course feel free to invite anyone that you could think of, and if not, we'll be hopeful. As Shauna had mentioned, it's likely, no promises, but likely, with it being so with so many participants at this point. Also, I should mention this since this is being recorded for anyone else who does watch this webinar, the trip cost. This is only until November 15th. After November 15th, the price does increase. So this is an early bird package pricing occurring at this moment in time. So if you do want to go and you're thinking about it, now would be the time to book. I would hate for you, hemming and hawing and deciding, and then, have this like, oh, maybe, as a Christmas gift to myself, and now you're spending more money when you could have done that special thing for yourself in November and save some money. So
yeah, we're all registered.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, again, for the people at home, not you people at home, but for anyone who ends up watching this webinar later, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that they were aware that the price does.
So if we have friends, like we mentioned it to somebody, how would they access this webinar to listen to it, to get informed of some of the finer details?
Yeah, and to see all the pics of all of the
Yeah.
different things. Yeah, absolutely. So Shauna is going, so this webinar is being recorded, and Shauna will send out a link, and it will also be on our YouTube page, and also we have on our website, we have links to to all of our webinars that have taken place as well. So your friend would be able to access it there.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, guys? Okay. Well, it was wonderful to meet you. I can't wait. We're going to have a fantastic time. And
We
again,
are.
if you know how to reach me. Oh, actually, you don't. Cynthia at greenadventures.com. Cynthia at greenadventures.com. And if you go to the website, it has me as a tour leader as well. And you know, I say that there are many people who work very hard to make certain that that questions are answered. So whether it be Shauna behind the email, myself behind the email, Tara behind the email, Carrie behind the email, we're all here, all just excited to share what we love, honestly. So, all right, ladies. Well, you have a wonderful evening. If you have any
Thank
questions,
you.
let us know.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Yep.
Bye.
You too. See you, Chris.
Bye.
See ya.